Told her I'd get it recorded both ways. Okay.
Yeah, meeting's been called to order. Let's do roll call.
Here.
Anybody else on the line?
No, not as far as commissioners.
Hearing here.
Grosvenor here. Okay,
All here's but Leary. So Peterson.
I'm not aware that there's any citizens comment here for comments, so
You're on, Commissioner? Yeah, I'd like to introduce to you Brian Tomzak. As you know, Paul Rotzenberg retired, and Brian is our new finance director. He's been here just over 2 weeks now. So I told him he didn't have to have a report for you this meeting. He would be here, but he's got some kids who have some COVID issues that he's quarantined at home. So I invited everyone down here expecting to show off to the folks who haven't seen it yet. So this Dan might be the only one that probably hasn't seen it yet. So Brian, when you get here, just coordinate with Mike, and I'm sure he'd be happy to give you the big tour. So
Sounds great.
you want to introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about who you are and so forth?
Yeah. So as Glenn said, it's my third week on the job, and here I am at home, quarantined. So just the perfect ideal situation for starting a new job. Really wish I could be there with you guys. I have been in public accounting for 18 years. Started off with a small firm in Milwaukee, and then we were acquired by Clifton Larson Allen, which is if you know anything about accounting firms, the 8th largest firm in the country. And that just was a little bit too big for me. So decided to move on. I've been from the southeastern Wisconsin area for my entire life. I grew up in Kenosha, went to school down there, and then went to school at UW Milwaukee before landing my job at that small firm. So I've been in this area. I currently reside in Muskego, but can't really get any closer to Franklin. I think if I threw a rock out my window, I could throw it over the city line. So excited to be here, and excited for any questions that you have, and excited to continue on what Paul was doing. So thanks for introducing me, Glenn.
Sure. Welcome.
the big shoes to fill. You'll do a good job.
Thank you.
Any comments from the commissioner?
No, welcome.
All right, thanks.
Nice to meet you. Okay. There's nothing under item 2, correct?
That's citizens' comments.
Are present.
And there's no correspondence. Okay, let's have an approval of our minutes from November 16th.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Voucher list from December of 2021. That was in your packet. Need approval for that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Motion carried. Voucher list, we'll need a motion for the voucher list for January.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, motion was made and second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Motion carried. Report on the water system performance.
Did you vote on the motion or voucher list for December?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good evening, everyone. In general, the water utility closed out the year 2021 in a good fashion. The month of December, we had no water main repairs. We had no lateral repairs. We fixed one leaky valve that had to be repaired, and 2 hydrants were hit by people. I won't say they were drinking, but they were hit by people, and we both got the insurance claims. So we got them, and they're being paid for. We ended up hitting our goal with the meter change-out program. our preset goal was 100%, and we went over that
Well,
even with the COVID issues. We stayed diligent and we got through. All SCADA upgrades were completed for this year. Meter reading was completed at the end of December, and we had no major problems. Sherry's just handling that like a dream. And we had constant oversight the last month and a half on 60th Street here with our water and sewer. And right now it looks like we're seeing the daylight now. They passed the lift station and there's nothing in the way. So we're glad about that. And we are continuing our daily disinfection of the building and vehicles. We've had several men go down with COVID, but they all have recovered in the back.
and the 60th is the water reclamation and water.
It is. Just the return.
I know there's pipes everywhere.
No.
When is the project expected to be done?
The return flow portion will be done by summer. So this portion will be done by
What's the definition of summer?
summer. August.
Okay. And then when will the water start running?
Not until 2023. Fall 2023. But I'll stop getting calls from Glenn.
I quit calling. I tell everybody else to call you.
A lot of calls from Muskego.
Well, yeah,
I see a lot of posting. That's the reason I bring it up.
yeah. We get a lot of calls from everywhere.
They want to know if the pipe's gonna move or not, or what? Okay. Has any questions about the report? No questions? Let's go on to unfinished business. Wholesale public water supply to Franklin 2024, the board may enter into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851E to deliberate upon information, terms and provisions of the potential provision of public water supply to the city of Franklin as related to the city, the Franklin municipal water utility and its customers in 2024 and beyond. And the potential negotiation of terms in relation thereto, including not limited to potential amendments to the agreement for Oak Creek to provide water at wholesale to Franklin. Potential agreement terms and alternate public water supply sources, including but not limited to the city of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Water Works. Financial analysis study of long-term water supply and the investing of public funds and governmental action in relation thereto for competitive and bargaining reasons, and re-enter open session at the same place thereafter to act upon such matters as matters that discuss therein as it deems appropriate. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Or a second?
Second,
Do by roll call. On in favor of the motion?
Dukenyak guy.
Zakarian, aye.
Shabilsky, aye.
Opener on. Okay, motion carried. A little behind, lady. Okay, we need to talk about the water tower design update.
Water tower design, we are hoping will be 100% on January 31st. I hope to be able to get to Glenn and we can turn this thing over, take it to the next step. We've been doing a lot of coordination and we're still playing footsie to a certain degree with the Army Corps of Engineers. I wouldn't think 540 some odd square feet of wetland disturbance would be that big a deal, but they're making it a big deal. Got additional information from Mike this evening on the electrical and the INC.
We have several plan review comments for you too.
I'm happy. That's what we like.
Okay, somebody knows it's in-house probably this week. We're gonna do.
No, whenever you and Tyler are available, just, we can do it in person, we can do it virtual, whatever you need.
Did it go out?
Oh, did it go out?
It went out email. You should-
Okay.
Today?
Wasn't even aware of
I
it.
think Ali just sent that around internally. We still got to send it out to you, Will. So
Well, no problem.
Excuse me.
Obviously, just get it to me when it's ready to go. I mean, I'd like to address it all at the same time. We have pretty much all the specs are done at this point, except for, I need to customize our water spec to meet the city's requirements, and there are a few discussion items we need to have relative to the directional drilling, materials, that sort of stuff prior to finalization, but we're in pretty good shape right now.
Related to the water tower project, if you go by the site, it looks a lot different. We, through our park funding, we paid a contractor to go in and cleared everything except for the wetlands and the specimen trees. So it was pretty much buckthorn from edge to edge. And it looks a lot different now. It's opened it up and you can actually see what the land looks like. The other thing that relates to this project, I'm working on probably in the next month. I'll go to Common Council and discuss special assessment. So we're going to special assess the properties up and down Lovers Lane from end to end, at least the properties that we can assess for an 8-inch line, and the water impact fees would pay for the oversizing part of the project.
Did you want me to send along that 8-inch cost estimate we did as a comparison to
Yes,
to
please.
the 16 and 20?
That'd be great.
Okay, yeah, I'll send that over
Okay.
because you got the other one, right?
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that too.
No
so,
problem.
All right. But so anyway, the project's moving along. We've got several neighbors that have noticed what we're doing because after clearing, we've made a few neighbors quite upset because they lost a lot of their screening. Other neighbors have said, hey, something's going on. We building new apartments or what's going on? So we've been, phone's been ringing almost off the hook, trying to talk to people, and we plan to put a park there and we plan to put water towers there. And so I don't know how to get the message out any more than we have, but people's, at least clearing the trees, help people take notice.
And when will we be getting bids?
End of March, early April would be my guess.
Are we gonna be affected grossly by inflation?
Hard to determine right now. Theoretically, and I guess the question that came up, we did apply for a safe drinking water loan program loan, low interest, 1.485%. If you utilize that money, there's certain requirements that come into play, including Davis-Bacon wage rates, American Iron and Steel. I believe the Buy American's still in there as well. So I think like these supply chain issues probably won't be as big of a deal because you have to buy American at that point. Availability might be something else. We've always found, and Dan can probably expound on this a little bit, the larger diameter metal, the valves, the hydrants, that sort of stuff, all your fittings can be kind of hard to find from time to time. So I would hope that inflation doesn't play a role, but I'm worried.
I fielded phone calls from probably 3 different tower directors. At least they're tracking the project and ready to bid on it when it hits the street. So
I've spoken to 2, Landmark and CBI.
yeah, I was gonna say Chicago comes to mind. Landmark. Seemed like there was one more. Okay.
CBI, McDermott, whatever they're being called this week. I haven't spoken to them. What's her name from Landmark? Who's on the phone about once every other week. That's good. I mean,
Yeah,
the
no,
fact
it's good.
that there's interest, it's a good thing.
Could make it a little more competitive.
Um,
But you're saying all of the product would come from USA?
Yeah, all the iron. If we utilize that funding program, it has to.
Including valves and all?
Yeah.
And they're all used to that on the supply chain.
So we allow in our specs.
That's good.
One thing we have talked about, as far as negotiating Milwaukee, this is okay to say outside. One thing we've been considering is we have some issues as far as our housing that they have been talking about. So we've talked about possibly we're in the process of our procurement policy. We might look at adopting some of the Milwaukee procurement policies as far as, looking for certain contractors, but I don't think that would affect the tower, but I'm not sure.
Should we talk about this at all? No.
Well, it's been discussed, so, okay,
Well, no more.
all right.
Okay. Anything else on the water front?
No, thank you very much.
Is it gonna be painted just like the other?
No, we're gonna paint our new logo.
Oh, we are, okay.
Yep.
And eventually get around to repainting the other ones, the logo? No,
Well, by the time we're ready to repaint the one behind the fire station, we'll probably take it down. It's been the discussion. It's almost as much to replace it as it costs to repaint it, because with all the steel.
I thought they lasted forever. Just keep painting.
That's what the salesman told us, right?
Okay. Very good. Any other new business?
Just,
Not on the agenda.
I was just gonna say, it's,
Well, it just says new business. That's why
so I
there is
just
no business.
remind folks not to talk about business, and welcome to look around the shop while you're here, so.
Okay, you can't look at the shop until we get an adjournment, so somebody like to make that motion.
So moved.
In a second,
Second.
when made in second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried.